Next question, for given vectors, vector A 2i bar 2i cap minus j cap plus 2 times k cap, and vector B is minus I cap plus j cap minus k cap. Find the unit vector in the direction of A bar vector A plus vector B. See, first of all we find vector A plus vector B. Vector A plus vector B, it is equal to 2i minus j plus 2k plus vector B is minus I plus j minus k. So adding them, 2i minus 1i, that is 1i, minus j plus j, that is 0j, 2k minus k, that is 1k. So it is vector A plus vector B. Now we find its magnitude. So magnitude of vector A plus vector B is square root of 1 square plus second scalar component is 0, so 0 square plus 1 square, so it is root 2. Now we want unit vector in the direction of vector A plus vector B. So unit vector in the direction of vector A plus vector B is equal to, the formula is multiply vector A plus vector B by 1 upon magnitude A, 1 upon magnitude of vector A plus vector B. In short, this is also written as A bar plus B bar vector A plus vector B upon magnitude A plus magnitude B. So this is now 1 upon magnitude A plus magnitude B, that is 1 by root 2, and magnitude A plus magnitude B, vector A plus vector B is I plus 0j plus k. So it is 1 by root 2I plus 1 by root 2 k cap. So this is required vector. Now in second question, find a vector in the direction of 5i minus j plus 2k which has magnitude 8 units. This is given. Let me say it is vector A. 5i minus j plus 2k. First of all, we find its magnitude. Magnitude of A is square root of 25 plus minus 1 square is 1 plus 2 square is 4. So this is square root of 30. Now we need a vector in the direction of given vector which has magnitude 8 units. So required vector is a vector in the direction of given vector A having magnitude 8 is equal to multiplying unit vector in the direction of vector A with 8, we can obtain required vector. Say this is a unit vector with magnitude 1 in the direction of vector A, and if you multiply by 8, so it will be in the same direction with magnitude 8. So 8 times vector A is 5i minus j plus 2k, divide by magnitude of A, that is square root of 30. So it is 8 into 5, 40, 40 by root 30 I minus 8 by root 30 j plus 16 by root 30 k. So this is required vector. Its magnitude will be 8 and in the direction of given vector. Now in this question, show that these vectors are collinear. Let me take first vector as vector A. Vector A is 2i minus 3j plus 4k. Second vector we take B. Vector B is minus 4i plus 6j minus 8k. Now look scalar components. Say here, you can see that ratio is same. Ratio is minus 1 by 2. Ratio of scalar components is constant, negative. So they are in opposite direction. So it can be expressed as, say this is equal to, now taking minus 2 common, inside we have 2i plus minus 3j plus 4k. Why we have taken minus 2 common? Because taking minus 2 common, with minus 2 we are getting vector A. This is minus 2a. So what is B bar? B bar is minus 2 times A bar. Now we know that vector A and vector minus 2a, this is obtained by multiplying vector by a scalar. So these are in opposite direction. These are in opposite direction. So these are collinear. That means vector A bar and it is what? It is B bar. A bar and B bar are collinear vectors. B bar is k times A bar, k is negative. So A bar and B bar are collinear. They are in opposite direction. Say here I am putting one note. Same rule in different form. Already we discussed. If B bar is equal to k A bar, where k is positive, that means A bar and B bar are in the same direction. And if B bar equal to k A bar, where k is negative, say look here, this is negative, B bar is k A bar, k is negative, then A bar and B bar are in opposite direction, so collinear. So B bar is k A bar, in which k is negative, then A bar and B bar are in the opposite direction. Find the direction cosines of this vector. Let me say this vector is vector A. Vector A is I cap plus 2 times j cap plus 3 times k cap. Say to find direction cosines, first of all find magnitude. Magnitude of this vector is square root of sum of squares of scalar components. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. It is square root of 14. So it is magnitude of vector A. Now direction cosines. direction cosines, that is cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma. And formula to find direction cosines are cos alpha. Cos alpha is scalar. What we do? First, scalar component is 1 here. So divide 1 upon root 14. Then cos beta is 2 upon root 14. Cos gamma is 3 upon root 14. Dividing scalar components by magnitude of vector, whatever we get triplet, these values are direction cosines. So direction cosines of given vector are 1 upon root 14 comma 2 upon root 14 and 3 upon root 14. So direction cosines are nothing but components of unit vector in the direction of vector itself. These are components of unit vector in the direction of given vector. Now here, find direction cosines of a vector joining points A and B. So here point A is 1, 2, minus 3 and B is minus 1, minus 2, 1. So first of all we find vector joining these points. Vector AB is, see, B is terminal point, A is initial point. So method is terminal point minus initial point. Terminal point minus initial point. So minus 1 times I cap plus minus 2, this minus 2 minus this number times j cap plus 1 minus minus 3, that is plus 3 times k cap. Terminal point components of terminal point minus scalar components of initial point, that is minus 2i minus 4j plus 4k. So this is vector AB. Now to find direction cosines of this vector AB, now we perform similar procedure. So this is AB. Now its magnitude. Magnitude is square root of minus 2 square is 16 plus minus 2 square is 4 plus minus 4 square is 16 plus 4 square is 16. So this is 32 plus 4, 36. Square root of 36 is 6. So therefore direction cosines of vector AB are, I am performing this procedure. Now I am taking direct this step. Divide components, scalar components by magnitude. So minus 2 by 6, minus 2 by 6 comma minus 4 by 6 and 4 by 6, that is minus 1 by 3 comma minus 2 by 3 and 2 by 3. These are direction cosines. This is cos alpha, this is cos beta, this is cos gamma. From direction cosines we can also find direction angles. Say here cos alpha is 1 by root 14. So alpha equal to cos inverse 1 by root 14. Cos beta is 2 by root 14. So beta is cos inverse 2 by root 14. And gamma is cos inverse 3 by root 14. These are direction angles direction angles of given vector A. Similarly, here also you can find a direction angles. This is cos alpha, this is cos beta, this is cos gamma. Say this value is cos alpha, this value is cos beta, this value is cos gamma. So alpha is cos inverse minus 1 by 3, and cos inverse minus 1 by 3 is pi minus cos inverse 1 by 3. Similarly, you can find beta. Beta is cos inverse minus 2 by 3. Cos inverse minus 2 by 3 is pi minus cos inverse 2 by 3. Cos gamma is 2 by 3. So gamma is cos inverse 2 by 3. Gamma is cos inverse 2 by 3. So these are direction angles. Now in this question, find the position vector of a midpoint of vectors joining the point P and Q. Say, to understand this question, I am taking diagram. In this question, coordinates of P and Q are given. Suppose that this point is P, 2, 3, 4. Somewhere here there is Q, 4, 1, minus 4. Suppose this is origin. This is origin. Joining P with origin, this vector is position vector of P. This vector is position vector of Q. I am showing by dotted line. This position vector I am showing by dotted line. See here, this is position vector of P. This is position vector of Q. And we want position vector of midpoint of this line segment PQ. If this point is M, so we want this vector. This is position vector of M. So here position, let me say this vector is P, this vector is Q. So position vector of point P is vector P, and vector P is 2i plus 3j plus 4k. Similarly, position vector of Q is, let me say, vector Q. Vector Q is 4i plus 1j minus 2k. So position vector of midpoint of PQ, therefore position vector of midpoint M of line segment PQ is equal to, it is P bar vector P plus vector Q divided by 2. This vector will be always vector P plus vector Q by 2. This is the procedure to find midpoint of, position vector of midpoint of any line segment. So it is P bar plus Q bar, so 4 plus 2, 6i, 3 plus 1, 4j, 4 minus 2, 2, divide by 2. So it is equal to 3i plus 2j plus k. So this is required vector. Show that vector I cap plus j cap plus k cap is equally inclined to the OX, OY and OZ. That means in this question we are asked direction angles. See, vector making angles with OX, OY, OZ, that is direction angles. So to find direction angles, we will find direction cosines. So say here, let me say this vector is vector A, I plus j plus k. Its magnitude is square root of, here 1 square is 1, 1 square is 1, 1 square is 1, that is root 3. It is 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. Now direction cosines of vector A are cos alpha equal to 1 upon root 3, comma, cos beta equal to same 1 upon root 3. We divide scalar components by its magnitude. There are 3 scalar components. Dividing all 3 scalar components one by one with magnitude, we are getting direction cosines. So these are direction cosines. Therefore, alpha is cos inverse 1 by root 3, beta is cos inverse 1 by root 3, gamma is cos inverse 1 by root 3. So alpha equal to beta equal to gamma. So direction angles of this vector are same. Therefore, given vector is equally inclined to the axis OX, OY and OZ. Now in this question, find position vector of a point R which divides lines joining 2 points P and Q, whose position vectors are given. Say here, line is joining P and Q. Position vector of P and Q are given. And we want a point R dividing this PQ in ratio 2:1. Suppose if I put here point R, then R divides internally in 2:1. This is for internal division. First case, internally. Then second case, we will find position vector of R dividing externally. So external division. That means dividing point lies outside line segment PQ. So say if here I draw line segment PQ, R, now I am going to put a dividing point. So R is such that R divides in ratio 2:1. That means PR should be 2, then RQ should be 1. In this ratio 2:1. If PR is 2 times K, QR must be 1 time K. This was internally dividing. Now R I am putting externally dividing. So if I keep here, suppose here I keep R, then say look, length PR, if this length is 2K, then this length is K. This is double. PQ, whatever is length PQ, I have taken QR, same length. So PR is 2K, QR is K. PR is 2K, QR is K. If this length PR is 2 times K, QR is K. So ratio is 2:1. So here also R divides in ratio 2:1, but R is outside. So here 2:1 external division. Now in this calculation, position vector of Q is given and position vector of position vector of P and position vector of Q both are given. Let me say position vector of P is A bar. Here we are taking A bar is I plus 2j minus k, and B vector B, that is position vector of Q, minus I plus j plus k. A is I plus 2j minus k, B is minus I plus j plus k. Now here M and N, 2:1. M is to N is, this is M, this value is N. M is 2, N is 1. Here M is 2, N is 1. Same. But we are doing here externally. So position vector of R, it is equal to, formula is, here position vector of P is vector A, position vector of Q is vector B. So position vector of R is MB bar plus NA bar, MB bar plus NA bar upon M plus N. And here this was case of external division. So position vector of point R is MB bar, only the difference is put here minus, MB bar minus NA bar upon M minus N. So here M is 2, so 2 into B bar, B bar is minus I plus j plus k, plus N is 1, so 1 into A bar is I plus 2j minus k upon M plus N, so 2 plus 1. So this is 1/3 times minus 2i plus 1i, that is minus I, 2j plus 2j, that is 4j, 2k minus k, that is 1k. So in internal division, minus 1/3 times I plus 4/3 times j plus 1/3 times k, this is position vector of dividing point. And in this case, M to B is minus I plus j plus k plus 1 into I plus 2j minus k upon, sorry, here I keep minus, we keep minus sign, so 2 minus 1. So this is minus 2i minus I, that is minus 3i, 2j plus minus 2j is 0j, 2k minus minus plus 1k, that is 3k. So it is vector minus 3i plus 3k. This vector is position vector of dividing point if R divides externally. So this is the application of section formula. Now show that the points A, B and C with the position vectors vector A, vector B and vector C respectively form the vertices of a right angle triangle. So here vector A is 3i minus 4j cap minus 4k cap. Vector B is 2i minus j plus k. And vector C is I minus 3j cap minus 5k cap. And here these are position vectors of vertices of a triangle. We want to prove that this triangle is right angle triangle. So we are not drawing a diagram because it will be right angle triangle. So let me say these are position vectors of points A, B, C. So let A be A bar, position vector of B is B bar, and position vector of C is C bar are vertices of a triangle. See, position vector represents coordinates. Position vector of A is 3i minus 4j minus 4k. That means coordinates of A are 3, minus 4, minus 4. Similarly, position vector of B is B bar or vector B. That means coordinates of B are 2, minus 1, 1. So position vector of any point itself represents scalar component of that position vector gives coordinates of that point. Now we find vectors. Vector EB, vectors along sides of triangle. So vectors along sides of a triangle. So first of all, vector AB. So vector AB, that is position vector of B minus position vector of A, B bar minus A bar. B bar minus A bar, that means 2i minus j plus k minus position vector of A, 3i minus 4j minus 4k. So it is equal to 2 minus 3 minus 1 times I minus 1 minus minus plus 4, that is plus 3 times j, 1 minus minus 4 plus 4, that is 5 times k. This is magnitude, this is vector AB. Therefore magnitude of AB, magnitude of this vector is square root of minus 1 square is 1, 3 square is 9, 5 square is 25. So it is root 35. That means magnitude of vector AB, that means length of line segment AB is root 35. So length of side of a triangle is found. Now we find second vector BC. Vector BC is position vector of C minus position vector of B. Position vector of C is I minus 3j minus 5k minus position vector of point B is, it is vector B, 2i minus j plus k. So it is equal to 1 minus 2 is minus 1 times I minus 3 plus 1, so minus 2 times j minus 5 minus 1, so minus 6 times k. So this is a vector BC. So magnitude of BC is square root of minus 1 square is 1, minus 2 square is 4, minus 6 square is 36. So this is square root of 45. That means magnitude of BC, that is length of line segment BC, it is square root of 45. Now third side AC, you can find AC or you can find CA, any vector along the third side of triangle can be found, AC or CA. So AC is, so that is terminal point minus initial point, position vector of terminal point minus position vector of initial point. So that is, it is equal to I minus 3j minus 5k minus A is 3i minus 4j minus 4k. So it is minus 2i minus 3 plus 4, that is 1j minus 5 plus 4 is minus k. This is vector AC. So its magnitude of AC is square root of minus 2 square is 4, 1 square is 1, minus 1 square is 1. So it is root 6. Therefore, length of line segment AC is root 6. This is third value. Now we want to show that vertices of right angle triangle. So look these three values. You can see that sum of square of these two numbers is 35 plus 6, 41. Here this is, sorry, here I did mistake, 36 plus 4, 40, 40 plus 1 is 41. This is root 41. So now look here, sum of square of these two numbers is 41. So from 1, 2 and 3, AB square plus AC square. AB square is root 35 square. AC square is root 6 square. 35 plus 6, 41, and it is root 41 square. It is BC square. So AB square plus BC square plus AC square is BC square. So therefore angle A is equal to 90 degree. Therefore triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. So triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. Now next topic, scalar product or dot product of vectors. Say definition is, let A bar and B bar be any vectors, then scalar or dot product of vectors A and vector B is denoted and defined as see notation is vector A keep dot, vector A dot vector B. So keep dot between vectors. So this is a dot product or scalar product. Its definition is magnitude A into magnitude B into cos theta. where theta is angle between vectors a bar and b bar. Here, if this vector is vector a bar or vector a, this vector is vector b, then this is theta. So it can be any value belonging to 0 to pi. So here theta is the angle between vectors A and vector B. So this is definition. A bar dot B bar is equal to magnitude A into magnitude B into cos theta. Now see, we discussed properties. If anyone from A bar or B bar is 0, if A bar is 0 vector or B bar is 0 vector, anyone from A bar or B bar is a 0 vector, that means 0 vector means nothing. Then this theta is not defined. This theta is not defined. Then theta is not defined. Because to define theta, there must be two vectors. Any one is 0 vector, that means nothing. Means you are having only one vector. And only one vector doesn't create any angle theta. So theta is not defined. So in this case, dot product of A bar and B bar, we take 0. This is a scalar. So here magnitude is a scalar, magnitude of B is a scalar, means a real number. This is a number, this is a number, cos theta is also a number. So it's a product of three numbers. So dot product is a number. It's a scalar, not a vector. So dot product gives a scalar. That is A bar dot B bar is a scalar. It is not a vector. If I keep here 90 degree, if angle between both vectors is 90 degree, then cos 90 is 0. So in that case, A bar dot B bar is 0. So if A bar and B bar are perpendicular to each other, if these are perpendicular to each other, so theta is 90 and theta is 90, then A bar dot B bar is 0. Dot product of two vectors is 0. That means they are perpendicular to each other if neither of them is 0 vector. And if we take dot product of vector with itself, dot product of A with itself. So when we take dot product of vector A with itself, that means angle between vector A and vector A, that means same vector, both vectors are same, so angle is 0. So putting here 0, cos 0 is 1, cos 0 is 1, so it will be magnitude A into magnitude A, that is magnitude A square. Dot product of any vector with itself is square of its magnitude. Here theta is a 0. And so here only statement is dot product of any vector with itself is magnitude A bar square. Then one more case. If we take dot product of vector I cap with itself. I cap is a standard unit vector along OX. So apply this rule, I dot I, so magnitude I square, so it is 1. Similarly, j dot j 1, k dot k, because it's a unit vector, its magnitude is 1, so this is 1. If we take dot product of I with j, dot product of j with k, dot product of k with I, because these are perpendicular vectors, here a dot product is 0. Then from this formula, say cos theta is a bar or vector a dot vector b upon magnitude a magnitude b. Here theta is value belonging to 0 to pi. So angle between two vectors theta is equal to cos inverse a bar dot b bar or vector a dot vector b upon magnitude a magnitude b. So this is formula to find angle between two vectors. Formula to find angle between two vectors. Then a bar dot b bar, if we find a bar dot b bar or if we find b bar dot a bar, result is same. A bar dot b bar is b bar dot a bar. If you replace a bar by b bar by a bar, value remains same. So this is commutative. Dot product is commutative. Dot product is commutative. Then a bar or vector a dot b plus c, dot product is distributive over addition. A bar dot b bar plus a bar dot c bar, or vector a dot vector b plus vector c is vector a dot vector b plus vector a dot vector c. So dot product is distributive over addition. Then for scalar k is any scalar, k times vector a dot b, k times vector a dot vector b, it is equal to k times vector a dot vector b. That means get vector after multiplying it by some scalar k, and then take dot product of this new vector with vector b. Other side, first of all you take dot product of a and vector b, and whatever is result, it will be scalar, multiply with k. So answer is same. If a bar dot product of vector a and k b vector b, k times vector b, if dot product of these two vectors is taken, k take outside, in bracket keep vector a dot vector b. So keep remember these properties. Then if vector a is x1 times I cap plus y1 times j cap plus z1 times k cap, and vector b is x2 times I cap plus y2 times j cap plus z2 times k cap, then dot product of vector A and vector B is multiply corresponding scalar components x1 into x2, multiply second scalar components y1 into y2, z1 into z2 and add them. x1 into x2 plus y1 into y2 plus z1 into z2. If vectors are given in component form, then to find dot product, this is the method. As for example, if vector A is 3i minus 2j plus 6j k and vector B is 4i plus 3j minus 5k, then vector A dot vector B is 3 into 4 12 plus minus 2 into 3 minus 6 plus 6 into minus 5 minus 30. So what we do? We add product of corresponding scalar components. So it is 12 minus 6 is plus 6, 6 minus 30 is minus 24. So dot product can be negative, it can be positive. So this was about definition and property of dot product or inner product or scalar product. Now next topic is projection of vector A on vector B. What means projection of a vector A on vector B? Say here, suppose this vector is vector B, this is vector B, and here this is vector A. I am taking 4 diagrams. This is vector B, vector A. One more diagram. This is vector B, vector A. Now see, projection of vector A on vector B, that means here this vector is making angle theta in anti-clockwise direction. From this vector, take perpendicular. This is the foot of perpendicular. So here this vector is projection of vector A on vector B. In this diagram, take angle in anti-clockwise direction, angle from this B, vector B, measuring angle from vector B towards vector A in anti-clockwise direction. Every time we measure angle from in anti-clockwise direction. So this is theta, so it is obtuse angle. Now here you can see that, consider this dotted line, that means this is opposite direction, this side is opposite direction of vector B. Take perpendicular, taking perpendicular from this terminal point of A, this is foot of perpendicular. So this vector this vector is projection vector, projection of vector A on B. Here direction is opposite to B because theta is obtuse. In this case, consider this dotted line on opposite side, projection of A on B. Here theta is in third quadrant, this is theta, taking a perpendicular on B. You want projection on B, so take perpendicular on B from terminal point of A, vector A. So here this vector, so this vector is this vector, it is, this is vector P, it is projection vector. Again projection vector is in opposite direction of vector B because theta is in third quadrant. In this diagram, theta is in fourth quadrant. Here taking perpendicular, this is foot of perpendicular. So see this vector, see now this vector is in the same direction of B. So this is projection vector, projection of A on B. In these all four diagrams, vector P is projection vector of A on B. So angle between A bar and B bar, or vector A and vector B, say here, if angle measured in anti-clockwise direction from vector B to vector A is theta, then in diagrams, all four diagrams, this vector P bar represents, vector P bar represents projection vector of A bar on B bar. This is diagram 1, this is diagram 2, this is diagram, this is second diagram, this is third diagram, this is fourth diagram. Now see its magnitude. Magnitude of this projection vector here, magnitude of projection vector is magnitude of P. It is simply spoken as projection. So magnitude of projection vector P is magnitude P, which is simply spoken as projection, only projection. So say here projection of vector A on vector B. So projection of vector A on vector B is, this is equal to, see by this diagram, this magnitude is, this length is magnitude A times cos theta. This length is magnitude A times cos theta. But here theta is in second quadrant, so this value will be negative. Here same, this is modulus magnitude A times cos theta, this will be magnitude A times cos theta. So in every case, projection of A on B is, projection of A on B is magnitude A times cos theta. This value is positive if theta is in first quadrant and in fourth quadrant, and this value is negative if theta is in second quadrant and third quadrant. Here this will be negative, this value negative. Here this value will be positive. In this case, magnitude A cos theta, so this value is, it will be negative. And here this is, this magnitude A cos theta, it will be positive value. So this number represents length. This number represents length. If it is positive, then vector is along vector B, and if this value is negative, that means vector is in opposite direction of B bar. So say if this is positive, then this projection vector is in the same direction vector B, and if this is negative, then this is in the opposite direction of vector B. So remember, projection of A on B is magnitude A times cos theta. Now here if we keep formula for cos theta, see cos theta is A bar dot B bar, see cos theta is A bar dot B bar upon magnitude A magnitude B. If I keep this formula, then see what will happen. If I replace this value A bar dot B bar upon magnitude A magnitude B, so magnitude A will be cancelled. So what will be left? So left value will be A bar dot B bar upon magnitude B. So therefore, again writing this statement, projection of A on vector B is A bar dot B bar upon magnitude B bar. So using this formula, we can find projection of any vector on some another vector. And see here, projection word is used in the sense magnitude. This number represents magnitude and direction. If this is positive, if this value is 5, then magnitude is 5 and projection vector is in the same direction of vector B. If this is minus 5, that means magnitude is 5. Magnitude is always positive, but projection will be in opposite direction of B bar. So this result is useful to find projection of any vector on some another vector.